So I've done it. 2018 has been the best year ever for me on Etsy and on YouTube. But with that wonderful thing also comes a problem that actually I've really struggled to keep control, to keep track of what I needed to be doing. So I've decided to try and do something a little bit different. I've just decided to attempt to bullet journal, to keep everything all in one place, to keep track of all my orders and all my ideas and everything. Now, bullet journaling, if you haven't heard of it before, is like a really flexible diary, calendar, planner all in one. How it was set up in the first place was a really simple design, but people have run with it and made it much more pretty. But it's just a way of tracking what's going on. So I'm having a go, and here is an idea at what I'm doing for my very first setup for my 2019 journal. So, first things first, although I say that people have run with this and made it all pretty, I am not the best in the world at drawing or handwriting or anything like that. So I thought I'd use this as a bit of a practice as well. It's going to be mainly quite minimalist, but with little bits of doodles. So the first thing I wanted to do was have a page that I'll work on over the year, hopefully. A little bit of drawing kind of every month or so, a little doodle added to it. And I'm starting off with a little sketch of the two dogs, if you haven't guessed. I hope you guessed. So this is going to be Ben and Mia next to him, because my dogs hang about with most of this. They bark on the live streams. I'm sure you've all met them. So I'm trying a wee doodle of my dogs first of all, and hopefully over the months I'll figure out ways of other things to add to this, and by the end of the year or by the end of the journal, hopefully this will be a kind of pretty looking thing. So I've sketched this out in pencil. I've sketched all of this out in pencil because I didn't want to totally mess it up, and I'm just going over it in ink, just going over it in a wee fine liner, and I'll figure out how to colour it in later, because as you'll see, one of the problems with this journal, the paper isn't the best, so not every pen I've got can be used on it. But that's my first page, my little doodle page for the dogs. And then I wanted another doodly page. People use lovely cute quotes and all sorts of things, but I thought I would use craft your career, because that's kind of my channel logo, and it's what we're wanting to do. We're wanting to make a career out of crafting. So we're crafting a career out of being artistic. And the two colours that I love most in the world is kind of bright pink and purple. So we're working on that for our craft and career. Now, as I say, my handwriting's not the best in the entire world. I don't think I ever learnt joined up writing properly at all. So I'm just using this as a chance to get to practice all sorts of fancy handwriting, all sorts of sketching. But yeah, I'm learning as I go along as well. So there's going to be a lot of mistakes, let's put it that way. But hey, it's fun. You and me, we're the only ones that are going to see it. It's not like the entire world's going to see it. So I kind of sketched out some letters, and I'm just thickening up some bits to pretend that I drew it kind of calligraphy like. Now, as I say, this bullet journal, I found out afterwards most people get fancy leather ones, but I'm not sure that I'm going to take this everywhere with me anyway, and I just wanted something pretty and easy, so I just ordered a wee journal off of eBay, and it is just paperback, but it's going to be sitting in the house with me. Now, again, the main reason for this, I just wasn't coping with everything that I've got going on. What I tend to do is look at all the things I have to do as like I've got 10 sculptures to make, so I'll sit down and I'll try and do those 10 sculptures all in one go, which might take 3 or 4 days, and it's just so disheartening that at the end of day one you've not finished all your tasks for the day, as it were. So this way, using the journal, I can break down my day into, say I've got to make 2 sculptures today, and I can also do all these other little tasks, and this inspires me a lot more, because basically I do a little something and I can tick it off for the day. Now, a lot of people who bullet journal use it for their health or for their school or whatever else. I'm not making this too personal. It's mainly going to be about my work. It's about running the YouTube channel, and it's about Etsy. So that's what you'll see in here. Etsy and YouTube goals rather than personal goals so much. Right, so the first page. Now, I see a lot of redundancies in, a lot of duplications that I'm not sure that I need. Now, I might find out that I'm wrong, but quite often bullet journals will start with a calendar for the year at a glance, and then they'll have this future planner page that almost seems to say the same thing all over again, but then with space to put in what you're going to be doing for the year. So I decided to do a calendar at a glance and a future planner all in one. So there's the calendar that I just, rather than writing it out, I decided to print it out, and then I've left a space underneath to put any things for coming months. And then just in the corner here, I'm adding some goals. Didn't want to do too much, but this is just like my high level goals for over the year. And a main reason I really wanted to get far more organised is I realised this year that I've got all my work done, but I've sacrificed too much of spending time with my friends. So I needed more balance in life. So I'm setting myself for 3 goals for the year, which we'll see in a minute once I've finished doodling away on this. I'm just giving a bit of a drop shadow to sound like I'm fancy, like I know what I'm doing here. Just to make the words look a bit better. So my goals, my high level goals for the year are going to be productivity, which is basically not spending so much time doing the little tweaks. If you're an artist, you'll know there's the extra 2 hours where you fiddle when you don't need to. And then personal, spending time with my friends. And pounds, that is just simply different ways for making money, which will be seen in the years in the year coming up, some of my videos, just ways for making money, like passive income and a little bit easier with money. And then the final thing, I just add the most important thing into the calendar, and that's all I'm adding so far. But my birthday, that's the thing coming up. And then I decided, okay, this is going to be a fairly minimalist journal because I don't know what I'm doing, but I wanted a little bit of decoration, so fancy boxes around them. And I'm doing this by hand because I wanted the kind of rustic wobbly look, although I have gone with that and ran with it a wee bit. It's quite wobbly, I think you'll agree, but hey, it does the job. I think it looks kind of cute. I'm just drawing the lines in one direction, and I'm leaving a small gap, as you'll see why in a second, and then drawing the lines in the other direction, and which is a whole lot easier. Drawing the big long line, I discovered I can get it straighter if I go just a short distance and then join them together, and leaving the gap so I can just do the fancy rounded edges. It's like I'm being all fancy or something. And as this is a page that I should be looking at a wee bit, I decided to add a little bit of decoration just with a couple of cute stickers and some washi tape that I got. This cute little tiger and then a washi tape with cute sushi on it. Yeah, I immediately made a mistake trying to cut it with a ruler. For some reason I've seen people do that. That did not work. I used scissors. So basically in this journaling, you're going to be learning what not to do. Rather than what to do. This is my very first time at doing anything like this, and then just numbering these pages, diving onto the index, and we're calling this the future planner, or the future planner, although it's not exactly what other people use it for. And then coming on to some of my spreads, as it's called. I'm learning the lingo. First thing I want to keep a yearly track of. Most importantly, I am terrible in keeping up with my books. At the end of January, I have to fill in everything for the tax man, and I should do it a little bit every week, but I don't. I leave it and do it all in one go. So I'm going to try and work through it. If I keep logged of everything and I don't have to panic at the end of January because I've got everything together, then this bullet planner will be worth it. So I'm just popping in the months of the year, and then my Etsy number of sales, how much money I made, how much money I made from AdSense on my YouTube channel, any other, and then expenses and the total. And then a little page for keeping track of my the social media things. Again, we want the months here as well. So just quickly sketching this in. And the YouTube, I'm keeping track of the social with YouTube and Etsy. So I just want to see this number of subs I've gained over the year and views, and the number of, more importantly, the things I control, the number of videos that I've made. And Facebook, looking at my Facebook group and my Facebook page and just looking at the number of people that are looking at that. And then a page on video ideas. Right, I have a laugh at this one. So the idea and the date I published it, and if it went viral. We live in hope, don't we? And an animal page, because most of what I make, my sculptures are mainly animals, but also on YouTube I get asked a lot if I can make certain animals. So I just want to make a list of how often I'm getting asked to make an animal, or how often I sell a type of animal, and that might give me an idea of trends through the year, if there's a certain breed of dog or a certain animal that crops up the most. And yeah, just as it said animal, I thought I'd sling in a wee sticker here, because yeah, I'm so fancy. Very minimalist here. And then a little bit, I found this cute washi tape in film strip, which I think is ever so cute. So I'm just bunging a little bit at the bottom there as well. And that's my video and animal page. Again, number them so I can come back to the index for them. And most importantly, I want to keep a track of my winners, what's done well in the year. I think that's going to be so important to look back on, hopefully. So firstly, YouTube, and we're going to go with the months of the year again. And I'm just going to put in, at the end of every month, I want to put in what's been my top videos, which ones have been driving most traffic, and most importantly, what have been my top keywords that have been driving traffic. And the same for Etsy, take a note of what have been my top sellers or my top viewed items, and also what's been my top keywords. Most importantly, I think keywords, because working on the SEO will be good to look back on. This is my theory. These spreads, I don't really know what I'm going to use, what I'm not going to use, but it's good to have made these, and then hopefully I'll learn, and next bullet journal will be even better. But if this is something, do you make bullet journals? Do you keep bullet journals yourself, or do you have some kind of similar planner? Have you seen anything that I've missed? Anything you think I should add? Anything that you don't think I'll need at all? And yeah, I'm sure all of yours are far more pretty than mine. I am really not the best, but I'm hoping that by the end of the year, or by the end of the journal, my handwriting will be getting better and I'll just be better at this all round. That is my hope. And then remembering to fill in the index so I can find everything at the end of the day. And that is pretty much my bullet journal. If I'm needing more spreads, I'm going to work on upside down on the back pages. As you've seen at the beginning, I've got a pen test page because the paper is quite thin. So I just want to be able to check what pens go through the page. But yeah, pretty much that is my bullet journal. I love the sketch on the front of this. As I say, it was just a thing picked up from eBay. So let me know what you think, if you want to see more of this, if you want to see my January planning and hear how I get on, what I've learnt, what I'm doing. But so far I'm excited that hopefully this is going to help me be more productive and organise my time better. Okay, thank you so much for watching.